Has this been you? He is. We have a
What?
mimic mod installed and there's no mimics. Ah! Dog, there's no fucking loot. God fucking. Why the fuck did you take us here? I can't see a motherfucking thing. Oh my god. Do you want to make a change in your life? Especially for the company? Well, you are in luck, because today I'll be showing you various tier lists on different scrap, monsters, moons, playstyles, items, and weather conditions all in this video. I know a variety of other creators have done this, but I wanted to put my word into the mix, because, like, why not? Also, I have like a really big heart out for Lethal Company. Quick little note, sorry for not uploading recently. I've been busy streaming live on Twitch, landing the big chainsaw, as well as other stuff. Special thanks for Shriven for helping me get an idea where everything should be on the list and background footage. Regardless, back onto the list. Okay, so first we have experimentation. For a quick little note, we are going to be basing this off a couple things: where the drop pod is, the appearance of the map, the difficulty of the map, the spawn rates, which goes into difficulty, the amount of entrances, and all that. So let's say you have, I'm just gonna use this as an example. S being like, oh, you want to go here most of the time. F being like, okay, well this is like, please don't go here, and anywhere in between. And it based off the factors I previously mentioned. Experimentation has a very good main entrance, a very good drop pod location, a really easy fire exit, a very nostalgic fire exit for me. I don't know why. Preference, mainly, but I don't know, it's just quite cool, and it's the first one I've ever seen, so I guess that makes sense. That's why I like it the most, or it's nostalgic the most. Regardless, the appearance of the map is very interesting. It's not like Offense or Ass, where it just looks like a desert. It's more than a desert. It's like this Fallout-ish vibe, and you got these silos and these, it's really industrially residential. It looks like people have lived here, but they were also like working here at the same time. It looks like a factory. You would literally, the shack right outside looks like someone walked, you could walk to work. That's what it looks like. And the shack, I want some lore on that. Why is there a shack? What is that little barn shack thing going on there? I don't know. Well, creature spawn rate, the maximum power count for daytime creatures on experimentation is 5. The maximum power count for nighttime creatures is 8. And the maximum power count of indoor creatures is 4. And the highest chance for anything to spawn, it's like very interesting. They have a really high chance for dogs to spawn on this map. 55% chance. There is a max count of 8 though, so it's not that bad. What's crazy to think is old birds only having a 2% chance of experimentation, their max count was 20. So there is always that one chance that they could just fucking plop out of nowhere. Earth Leviathan also has a high percent chance, that 41.48% chance. So they can have 3 of them. So there's always chances that happen. Indoor creatures. The most commons are snare fleas, hoarding bugs, stumpers, and ghost girls. Not ghost girls. Never mind. That is a very rare chance to get a ghost girl on this map. I read that, Ron. Oh my god. It's mainly just hydro deers, spore lizards, and snare fleas and bunker spiders. It'll be a lot easier. It's not much spawns on this map, and also a lot more outside stuff. It's not really like an inside danger map. It's just a outside danger because it has the most max power. So yeah, totaling up experimentation with all the stuff, I would say if you wanted to go here, C tier. Not bad, but you know, there's better. A lot better. Next up, we got Ass. Very interesting for me. The drop pod is in a very good spot, really close to the ship. I would use it to lure dogs a lot more than I would want to use it on experimentation, so that gives it some points. Um, very something that's giving it a lot of points in my book is entrance speed. You can jump out of the ship in 5 seconds and get inside in 10 seconds. You can be inside before the timer even shows up on your screen. It's that simple. Even if you don't make the jump, the ladder is literally like not even 20 seconds away, and the main entrance is still being very good. It's not far and very secluded, and secluded and unique, I would say. And the long pipe. Nowhere else on this, nowhere else, any Lethal Company map do you have a long pipe just randomly there. Appearance. Here we have some flaws. Appearance. The appearance is very bland. It just reminds me of just a desert. It's just like experimentation has some life to it with the shack and the power lines and shit. The only life this map really has is the weird tanker thing that's hanging off the cliff and the big pipe. But regardless, you look around and it's just yellow sand and rocks, and it's just a desert. But that only brings it down a tad bit. This map's very good. I like it. And the maximum count for daytime creatures is 7, the maximum power count for nighttime creatures is 8, and the maximum power for indoor creatures is 6. A little bit more dangerous than experimentation. Especially on indoor creatures, it is booped up by 4, or 2. The most common outside creatures are, again, dogs, and Earth Leviathans have a higher chance, and Baboon Hawks have a slight tidmidge of a chance. The thing is, even that little 10% the Baboon Hawks have, they only contribute to 0.5, so they could have like 16 Baboon Hawks on your ass, and that would be hell, but that's gonna be rare. And the indoor spawn rates are very interesting, of that just being snare fleas. Brackens have a little bit of a higher chance than the other map. Ghost Squirrels percent is a little bit higher. Hydrodeers is lower. Thumpers is up by 2% at 6.69. And Man-Eaters, 9.47. So Man-Eaters will be on this map. And very rare, 0.28 Nutcrackers will spawn on this map. Very interesting. Ass. Where would I put ass on the tier list, though? The appearance really matters to me, because, like, I get motivated by the way it looks. So it's like, if I pulled up to, let's just say this map I really do like a lot, March. I want to go around and get loot. If it looks like ass, I just lose all motivation. And motivation really is the key for me. But regardless, I will put ass at A. I'll put it at A. It would be S if its appearance didn't drop me that way down. And I don't like dealing with man-eaters. And man-eaters really piss me off. Next up, we have Vow. Old Vow. Fire exit, main entrance are quite far away. I do notice well, not me, but my friends getting really lost in this map for some reason. The drop pod, very simple, I would say. A little bit worse than experimentation or ass, but it's still very close and still very good. The only issue with the entrance is it's quite far away, and you have to cross a bridge. And let's say that bridge or the weather condition is flooded. If that bridge breaks because you and a bunch of people are getting on that bridge and all at the same time, you're gonna fall in and die. There's no way to live. You will die. There is a hard, solid bridge, the dam, but it's just a lot farther away. And let's say there's giants, you can't. There's just no way you can. You're obligated to go all the way around and waste all your time, and you're just gonna come back and the ship's already gone because it's time to go, or just whatever else happens, because who knows what happens on this fucking map. The creature spawn rate, the maximum for daytime creatures is 17. Maximum power count for nighttime creatures is 6, and the maximum power count for indoor creatures are 7. So not as many outside nighttime creatures, but way more daytime creatures. Circuit bees have a pretty high percent chance. A lot higher than tulip snakes apparently. And the max pound, you could theoretically you could have a lot of bees, and that's good. Manticoils, of course, the roaming locust, circuit bees is the main thing. It has the lowest, not the lowest, but second lowest chance. The max count for is 6 though, so you're not gonna get a million bees. Nighttime creatures. Here is where we get into the issue. Forest keepers. Why is it a 65% chance that some of them will spawn? 2 of them could spawn. 2 of them could spawn because the nighttime max power is 6 and its power is 3. There could be 2 fucking things going on at the same time. And even worse, the little chance that eyeless dogs do spawn on this map, they could still spawn and will spawn with it. And if that spawns, there'll still be 1% left, and 2 baboon hawks could spawn. That's just like, how the fuck are you gonna get back with all this fucking loot? And especially if it's a weather condition. One good thing is though, the trees do block a lot of vision from the fucking forest keepers. But here's we get to another issue. Earth Leviathan has a 11% chance of spawning, which is not too high, not high at all actually. But it's like, what if that's there? What do you do? What do you do in that situation? You're crouched behind a tree because there's a giant and a dog. You can't walk because the dog will get you, and you can't get out into the open to get to the ship because the giant. And then there's an Earth Leviathan there too. You're fucking dead. You're fucking dead. And indoor creature max spawn power 7. The percentage is Bracken is 21% chance of spawning. What the fuck? And not even that. Second most fucking common thing to spawn in is a man-eater. Why are these dangerous ass monsters fucking entering Vow all the damn time? Hoarding bugs are really high as well at 16% chance. Bunker spider a little bit lower than ass and experimentation at 10% chance. Snare flea a little bit higher than bunker spider at 16% chance. Thumper surprisingly low, 2.4%. Hydra deer 7.1. The barber has a chance to spawn on this map at a 3.75, a higher chance than the fucking thumper. And a big issue with this is coil heads have the first coil head in mention here. Coil heads will spawn if they, well, 1% chance, 1.61% chance for them to spawn. Vow is interesting. It's cause like I don't know. When I'm AFK and I tell the person in my lobby, hey, pick a map, I don't care, and they pick Vow, I'm kind of like, okay, what the fuck? Why would you pick this place? You had all these options and you picked Vow? B. Tier 2 Moons. We're in the Tier 2 Moons now. First off, we're going to start with offense. Okay. The drop pod is very good right in front, like that, just like experimentation. Easy. Main entrance is quite far away. I see a lot of people don't know their way around offense. The fire exit, big issue. Some people don't know how to get to the place on that offense, and it is kind of hard because you have to jump off the ship onto the bar, or go all the way to the main entrance to go onto this big ass rail that leads to the main entrance, off into this cliff to jump onto a pipe, and if you fall, that's fall damage, and who knows what could be below you, and then you walk to the fire exit. Very bad. I don't like the fire exit on this map. I don't think anyone really does, and if you do, shout outs to you, because you're doing something I can't do. I'll stick to the main entrance, thank you. I do like how far and secluded the main entrance is, but not that much. Like, okay, in this situation there's dogs blocking a certain way, it's really easy to just go like all the way around and then go to the ship. There's options with offense. I like that. It is similar to Assurance and has a similar visual appeal, but it brought back that industrial residential feel that experimentation brought, which I like. Like in the corner there's this big tanker where one of the missing logs are, and this big ass little rafter thing in the middle, and this weird ass shack, and all this stuff, and it's like a more run down residential industrial area. It's like the residentially part of experimentation was run down a lot more and put it on to Mars. It's like it's unique, I will say that. Here's where we get into one of the issues though. The maximum power count for daytime creatures on offense is 20. 20. Nighttime creatures is 8, and maximum power for indoor creatures is 12. I will say that, like, when you're trying to get home, it won't be as much of an issue as trying to get there or trying to get out of the fucking building. And well, never mind. The 20 daytime creatures was a flaw. There's only one daytime creature that can spawn, and it is a manticoil. Apparently, they'll just always spawn, and that's it. Quite sad, actually. Nighttime creatures, the most common ones I see here are eyeless dogs, are like 47% chance. Baboon hawks are 28% chance. So, eyeless dogs, baboon hawks, and earth leviathans, 17% chance. Forest keepers have a pretty low chance at 4.27% chance. That's quite surprising. And old birds are back, 2.3% chance. Indoor creatures, their max power, or indoor creatures, the most common indoor creatures are thumpers. Thumpers at 24% chance, which is surprising. This is kind of scary. Bunker spiders, 19% chance. Hydra deer, 14%. Coil heads have a 10% chance to spawn in on offense, which is quite scary considering spore lizards only have a 3% chance. Man-eaters also have a 7% chance, and brackens a very low 1% chance. Nutcrackers could spawn on this map, 88% or 0.88% chance. 88%, Jesus Christ, that would be terrible. 0.88%, less than 1. And stand fleas are a big issue, and bunker spiders. I already said that. But that's mainly it. Offense is like, I like it, but I can't deal with fucking baboon hawks, and baboon hawks just 28% chance. What if you have like a bunch of dogs, baboon hawks eating your asshole? Quite hard to live. Well, based on everything, if I were to go here, if I had a bunch of options, I saw offense, I would actually rather go there than Vow. Second, a hazard or a tier 2 map, we got March. Oh boy, I love this map. Entrances. There are 4 entrances, 3 fire exits. Oh my god, the opportunities and options you can do on this map. There are some bad things though. There's guaranteed mud holes / quicksand, like certain parts near the back of the back fire exit. They're around there, and one near the front fire exit near the main entrance. I do like this forest map due to the uniqueness of it. It's the first one that introduces a very, very big lake in the middle of the map. There, of course, Vow has that one river across the big dam, but that's not a big lake. There's multiple big lakes, actually. There's one around the back exit, in between the back exit and the side back exit, and one to the left of the fire exit and around back. This map is nice and open. I do notice there's a lot of bees on this map. Every time I land here, there's just a bee just there. Some bad things about the bees, though, is sometimes we'll come here, and the bees are just pissed. They're always pissed. For me, anyways. I'll land. We literally had this happen yesterday with me and Sherman. We were landing down on March, and we fucking land the ship, and we hear bees, and you're like, oh, they're nearby, and then they come inside the ship, and they're like, what the fuck, why are they pissed? That's quite sad. Maximum power count for daytime creatures is 20 again. Nighttime creatures is 12, and indoor creatures is 14. Very high, actually. Quite concerning. Unlike offense, the 20 increases with circuit bees, Roman locusts, and tulip snakes instead of just mantle coils. Bees have a higher percent chance than both tulip snakes and roaming locusts, not mantle coils. 35% chance on circuit bees, 42% on mantle coils, roaming locust 19, tulip snake 2% chance. Go here if you don't like tulip snakes, because I don't. Nighttime creatures. Earth leviathans have the lowest. Dogs have a medium 18% chance. Forest giants have a 31% chance. And baboon hawks, oh my fucking god, 41% chance. And they only count towards 0.5. These fuckers, there could be a lot of baboon hawks on this map, considering the max power for nighttime creatures is 12. A lot of baboon hawks. Indoor creatures, very common ones would be bunker spiders, 20%. Bracken, 17% for a bracken spawn. Thumpers, 23%. That's actually crazy to think about. Thumpers have a higher percent chance of spawning in than brackens. Or hydro deers. Hydro deers only have 4% chance. What the fuck? Snare fleas, 12% chance. I noticed snare fleas have like around a double digit 12, 10, 11% chance of spawning on every map. Coilheads, a lot lower than offense, 3.17. Spore lizards, 2.86. Nutcrackers could spawn 90.95 nutcrackers. Alright, big issue with March. Not big issue. Well, I would say big issue because it's the first time that this has ever appeared. Jesters have a chance to spawn. Very rare, but 0.32% chance a jester could spawn on March and just ruin your day. Maneaters could also spawn 2.86, but not as much as offense or any other maps. Jesters could spawn. This is the first jester one. Why do jesters spawn on March? I don't know. I don't know. March will. The thing is with March, it's nice and open, and it's inviting. But when you get invited into the house, you're locked in with brackens, thumpers, and jesters, and you're gonna get fucking boned in the butt, and you're not gonna be able to leave. I will say I do like it more than experimentation, but not more than Vow. So we're gonna put March in C tier. Next up, we got Adamants. Oh, fucking hell. This is a newer moon, actually. Not newer, but like somewhat new. I'm not reading this lot right. Entrances 4. There's not 4 entrances on Adamants. There's 2. There's one fire exit, which I hate. I hate the Adamants fire exit. Why is it down a cliff? And here's the thing. If you fall into the little ditch, like where the broken bridge is, to get to the fire exit, and you have like shit down there, you have to go all the way through the big ditch to get up to the ship. And that is a fucking Tetris ass journey. And especially if it's nighttime and giants and baboon hawks spawn. Oh my god, you might as well you just gotta die. You just have to die. And the bad thing is that little broken bridge can break. So it's like, oh my god, it's so bad. And the other bridge could break. So you could be fucked. You have to get across the bridge and keep it alive, or go down the hell pit and risk your life trying to fucking get to the main entrance or the fire exit. Both fucking suck. I hate the entrances on Adamants. The aesthetic, I like it a lot more than Vow and March, because there's that little building down there. That's cool. That's ominous. I like that. And it brings you to 68 art office, which is cool, because you don't really have that unless you type it in and then you have it. Don't really have it, you just know it's there and you can do it regularly now. Alright, let's go to the max power count for daytime creatures is 20, nighttime creatures is 13, and indoor creatures is 13. A lot higher than the first 3 maps, but a lot, I don't know, it's pretty even from the tier 2 maps, I would say. Circuit Bee's a lot lower chance. Tulip Snake's a lot higher chance to spawn, 5%. Circuit Beast 14%. Mantle Coils, of course, 54%. Roaming Locusts 25%. Who cares about Mantle Coils and the Roaming Locusts in 2025? Let's be honest. Nighttime creatures, Earth Leviathan, thank God 6%, low. Eyeless Dog, even 20%. Forest Keeper, 16.84%. Here's the fucking issue. 54% chance for baboon hawks to spawn? What? What? It's not even that. We can get old birds too? Fucking, if you like birds, go to Adamants. If you like birds, go to fucking Adamants. Bunker spiders, 15% chance to spawn. Hoarding bugs, 14% chance. Bracken lowered at 9%. Thumper, 16%. Hydra deer, really low, 4%. Coil heads, a little bit higher than March, 2.46% chance. Spore lizards, 8.13. New monster into the mix, the Butler, 2.46% chance, kind of scary. And Nutcracker increased as well to 1.97. Maneater at 10% now. Jester, a lot higher at 1.72. Another new monster. Masked can spawn 1.23% chance. Ghost Girl, 0.45% chance to spawn. And Barber. Fucking hell, fucking Adamants has a lot of shit going on. God damn. I just don't like. Okay. Think about this. You land. You're on day 3 of your. You're on your first day, quota 3 or quota 1, third day. You went to Val first day and got killed by a Bracken. You're pretty dumb. You went to Ass and you got a couple loot, but you had to leave because a bunch of dogs and worms were around, and you had to leave and you couldn't get the rest of your loot. You have 1 day left. Let's say, hey, let's go to Adamants. You're pretty bummed out already. You look around and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then you fall off the bridge, or let's say the bridge breaks on you, and you're like, okay, well, that was fucking annoying. Or you go around to the other bridge, and you're like, oh, well, this is a sketchy-ass jump. You make it, of course, and you get to the fire exit. And then you go to the regular bridge and actually make it, not break it, and then you go to the main entrance, and you're like, okay, I'm in. Let's go get some loot. Now, you have to deal with Brackens, Thumbers, Coilheads, Butlers, Nutcrackers, Maneaters, Jesters, Masks, Ghost Girls, and Barbers. Just fucking leave and just reset. Please, for the love of God. Adamants. Oh my god. I'm considering something into fruition. You wouldn't get 68 Artifice if it wasn't for Adamants. Just for that, we're not going to put it in F. We're going to put it at the bottom of the motherfucking list for now at C. Or bottom of C. Alright, we're into the tier 3 moons. Starting off with Rend. 2 entrances, 1 main entrance, and a fire exit. That's very, very hard to get to. Well, not very hard to get to. Once you learn it, you're like, okay, this is normal. I can do this easy now. But if you don't know how to do it, you're going to be looking around this fucking snowy hellhole forever. One thing I do like is, well, not like, but I like the lights. The lights are really good. I'm glad they're there. I don't like how far away the drop pod is. It's like quite a little bit of a walk to get to it. Another thing about the outside is that there's a house right there in the middle. You could use that for cover to get away from dogs, worms, giants, anything that's outside. Just little. It's a checkpoint, I would say. I don't like the fire exit. You have to go down this really weird crack and then hopefully find it through the fog, and it's like, oh well, it's a struggle, I would say. The appearance of the map. Going through the first 3 maps, going through Experimentation, Ass, Val, fucking Offense, March, Adamants, and going through those maps, and then seeing this place, I like it. Appearance brings it up a lot of points. A lot of points. This is the first place with a really kind of high chance for the mansion to spawn in. It says the moon also has a high chance to feature the mansion instead of the facility as the interior. 98% chance for mansion interior. And could also have a higher spawn chance of the little red girl, which I'm assuming is a ghost girl. There are no daytime creatures for Rend. Max nighttime creatures is 6, and maximum power for indoor creatures is 10. I like this. There's not many nighttime, and there's not many indoor, and there's no daytime. So it's like, you go in, you're good. And then until you realize you go inside after this hellhole of inside, and the nighttime creatures, 44% chance for forest giants, 55% chance for dogs. Fuck no. 12% for bracken, 10% for spider, 12% for snare flea. Coilhead, 10%. We're back up to the shit. Coast Girl at 4%. Jester, 14 fucking percent for a Jester. Mask, 6%. Nutcracker, 24%. Butler, 4%. Barber, 2%. What the fuck? You're gonna go in there, and you're gonna be traumatized for life. You're gonna go in there and be like, okay, this is quite cool. Got this new mansion interior. I quite like this, actually. Let's go explore. Explore fucking nutcrackers and butlers and jesters and this bullshit, and the fucking ghost girl. Probably the first time you'll see a ghost girl is on Rend in this spooky ass mansion. Yeah, fuck no. Thank you very much. God. Rend is cheap. It's good. It's affordable. Oh yeah, that's another thing. This is the first moon of the first couple of moons that features a cost. It's $5.50 to get on Rend, which seems a little bit well, after the first couple of quotas, you'll get money from all these standard moons, and you'll evolve to Rend, Dine, Titan, Artifice, and Embryon. I'd say I like it. Regardless of all the features, well, spawn rates of the indoor bullshit, I like it. We're gonna put this in A tier. Next up, we have Dine. The cost is 600. There's 2 entrances, 1 fire exit. The issue being, the fire exit is a pain in the ass. If you don't know how to get up there, you are not gonna be able to get the fire exit. Oh my god, the Dine fire exit fucking sucks. It's literally, it sucks so bad. You have to have a ladder, and if you don't, if you could do it without a ladder, but it's so difficult. Like, why would you need to do this? On fucking experimentation, you can go up a fucking flight of stairs. Why do you need to go up a cliff that you couldn't even do it half the fucking time? I like the appearance on this one a little bit more. The drop pod is closer than Rend, so I like that. Pretty much the same as Rend, but larger map, and the fire exit's closer even though it's up a fucking cliff. 97% chance for mansion interior. No daytime creatures is Dine, much like Rend. Lower creature, nighttime creature is for 6, and 15 indoor power count on Dine. Earth Leviathan brings an appearance in for 1% chance for nighttime creature, and 38% chance dog, 52% chance forest creeper. The highest old bird percentage we've seen, 6% for old birds on Dine. No. No. Indoor creatures for Dine really consist of brackens have a higher percent chance than bunker spiders and snare fleas, and hydrodeers and spore lizards and thumpers. Coilheads, bracken and coilhead had the same percent chance, 5.81. Ghost Girl 3.49, Jester 6.98, Nutcracker 6.98, Butler 27%, Barber 13% chance, Maneater 2. Okay, Maneater can spawn in, but very rare. I like Dine. Out of the 3 moons, of the 3 hazard, the higher hazard moons that cost money, I like it the most. But for me to go to, if I opened up the list, it's just, I skip it. I see no reason. And the entrance is somewhat confusing to get to sometimes, because there's this fence in the way, and the fire exit's a pain in the ass, and you have to follow this weird ass trail to get there, and it's just like, no. And another thing that brings it down for me is barbers. I love Barber as a character, like the monster itself. It's very cool. I like it. They terrify me. I hate barbers in a scary way. The cool idea of it is very cool, very unique. I haven't seen anything like it, but they scare me, and they have a highest percent chance on this map. But besides the aesthetic, there's no. I have to put it in F. Next up, we got the Almighty Titan. Titan. It costs 700. One main entrance, one fire exit. Really close together, actually. You could literally just 5 seconds walk, 5-second walk across the little catwalk, and you can get to it. The issue I don't like with the entrance of the Titan, it's like you have to climb up all these fucking stairs and all these stairs and all these stairs. It's so difficult. And the giants and dogs can do it too. The drop pod is an interesting spot. You could lure away dogs really easy with it. I like it. You could drop loot off the really top of the cliff where the main entrance is onto the platform where the stairs are below. That's an easy way to transfer loot. I like it. It's one of the best for experienced players. It's one of the biggest indoor maps for all the moons, so the loot is going to be really spread out. And the interior it's like 18% chance of spawning mansion, mainly a facility interior. No daytime creatures, bottom Titan. Maximum for nighttime creatures is 7. Maximum power count for indoor creatures is 18. 18! That is the highest we've had. Earth Leviathan 3%, Eyeless Dog 65%, Forest Keeper 26%, Old Birds 5%. A lot of dogs will spawn on this fucking map nighttime. Indoor creatures, Snare Flea 9%, Bunker Spider 10%, Hoarding Bug 6%, Bracken fucking 11%. Hydro Deer is like 3%, Spoil Lizard 2%, Thumper 9%, Coilhead 10%. That's pretty common. Well, not common, but throughout the Ren, Dine, and Titan, 10% Coilheads is like the same. Ghost Girl 3%, Jester 12%, Nutcracker 12%, and Mask 5%. I don't like how the high like everything's low. All the numbers are low. But the most dangerous creatures have the higher percentages. And that's very difficult. But regardless of this, Titan is the place to go. Titan is the biggest map, meaning the highest loot density. And that is worth the money. Titan is S tier. Next up, we got Embryon, the first secret moon. The cost is 150, one main entrance, one's fire exit. The drop pod is really the closest it's ever been. I like that a lot. The map is really big. It takes a bit to get to the main entrance. It's just a straight walk. I like the aesthetic of the map. It's unique. After all these like deserts and forests and icelands, you get like this desolate wasteland of just a war-torn area from all the old birds, and it really shows throughout with all the old birds around and shit. You really feel like you're in a whole new world, which you are, but it like really feels like it, and that's good. It brings it up a lot of points. The fire exit's just a tad walk, not as bad as fucking Dine. The max power count for daytime creatures on Embryon 20. However, no creatures spawn at the moment, as the mana coils was removed in the V55 update. Oh my god! The maximum power count for nighttime creatures on Embryon is 70. 70. 70. And the maximum power count for indoor creatures is 8. It's like being inside is safer than going out the fucking planet. What the fuck? 7% for Earth Leviathan, 2% for Eyeless Dogs, 2% for Forest Keepers, 86% chance for Old Birds. Get the fuck out. And the indoor creatures, it really consists of low stuff, but the fucking bracken has the lowest percent chance at like a 0.95. That's good. But hoarding bugs, 27%. Fucking 11% for spore lizards. That's not bad. 7% for coil heads. That's okay. Cool. Coil heads. 11% for barbers. Here we go again. Nutcracker, 6%. Okay. The numbers are interesting. The aesthetic is interesting. The it's pretty low reward, I would say so, and the loot isn't that great. No! 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 The dog's after me too! Help! Where's the dog? Help me!
I can't help you, buddy.
He killed the dog!
Here's God.
Stop crying! Oh, there's one there. Oh no! It's. Wow, God. For the money, the risk, worse than dying. Don't. Just don't. The positives don't redeem itself over the negatives. The only positives is the drop pod being close, the easy entrances, and the appearance. But all the dangers could just end your run, and that's a lot more of a negative. Next up, we got Artifice. The most expensive moon being cost efficient of 1,500. There's 2 entrances, 1 main entrance, 1 fire exit, which are really easy to access. You just go through the little gates and you mean the main entrance. Same thing with the fire exit. You just go around the building and it's right there on the side of the building. Oh. The appearance is quite mind-boggling, to say the least. You get out the plane and you see these 4 random ass buildings. And then you see the main entrance and you're like, whoa, what is all this? And you want to, like, of course, before you get inside the main entrance, you want to go explore. You've never been here before. You look around the buildings and you see in these 2 buildings on the right that there's like these really weird back rooms that someone carved an exit out of, or like there's exits and shit, and it's like, oh, what's going on here? And then you realize there's a shack on the right side and you're like, oh, this was an exit. Someone escaped through here. What the hell is this? That's cool. And it leads back to the ship and it's like, wow. Very interesting. The good things are the warehouses can be used to hide against the creatures outside, or they spawn in there, or you can get them in there. You could trap them in there. You could trap the monsters in the fucking garages, which is very good. The moon has the highest loot value, which means it's cost efficient, I would say so, because it's not big. So everything will be there. And circuit bees are back. Maximum power for daytime creatures is 15. Maximum count for nighttime creatures is 13. Maximum power count for indoor creatures is 13. So pretty high, actually, very high. Makes up for it because you get bees. Bees are back with 24% chance, and that's good. Nighttime creatures: Earth Leviathan 6%, Eyeless Dog 19%, Forest Keeper 23%. Baboon Hawk 7%, Old Birds, of course, with the big old 45%. Great. Indoor creature spawns: Bracken 8%, Bunker Spider 8%, Hydro Deer 6%, Thumper 7%, Coilhead 7%, Spore Lizard 7.46%, Nutcracker high 8%, Jester a little bit lower 7.6%, Ghost Girl 2.9% chance, Mask 7.37%. Man-Eaters are back. Man-Eaters haven't been on any of the snow maps, and it's here on this one. That's cool. 3.48, and Butlers 8.77. No barbers. Yes, this place is very good. After you're on your like fifth, sixth quota, you're here, and it's just high rounding at that point. It's just magnificent. There's no point in going to any other moon if you are so far into the game that you literally only need to buy this non-stop. You will get your money back. The creatures are quite dangerous, but not as bad as Titan. It's just the old birds, and it's quite easy to get away through the back exits and shit, even though sometimes it maybe will be a struggle. This map gets a big ol' A tier below Rend. And that is my Lethal Company Moons tier list. Let me know your opinions in the comments. Next tier list we'll be doing will be a monster tier list on the entities of Lethal Company. That will be coming soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.